Hey, so I'm going to do a look at my top picks of new releases, number ones coming out in August from DC, Image, and Marvel. So I'm not doing it like I normally do it, we'll go through it all, and it feels like I'm there forever because basically Marvel's just bringing out too much stuff now. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to basically go by week for August 2024 and pick out the new number ones that I'm interested in and that I think maybe you might enjoy as well. Okay, so this is done via the League of Comic Geeks app because it lists them, like I said, in weekly releases. So, going to look at the titles coming out on the 7th of August, first of all. So, let's see what number ones they have coming out here. So, first up, and this is one I'm tempted with, out of all the new X-Men titles coming out in July, August, and onwards, this is one that's really caught my eye, and this is Uncanny X-Men. It says Professor X is gone. A core group of essential X-Men rise from the ashes to face a world without a home and without Professor X. All bonds among the mutant community seem to be slipping away, and Rogue reluctantly finds herself as the hero designated to bring them back together. But a fearless malignant power is out there hunting mutants, and it has a terrible secret that may destroy what remains of the X-Men. Only problem I have with this, it's 40 pages, but it's $5.99. So whatever Marvel was saying a few months back about saying, oh, we're going to price cap everything, we're not going to extort people anymore. Bullshit. But the creative team is what's got me interested in this. It's Gail Simone, and I think it's David Marquez. Yeah, David Marquez, artist, Gail Simone, writer. I love this cover. So that's one I'll definitely be having a look at anyway for the new X-Men titles coming out. And there's one more, I think, from the X-Men titles that I'll be trying. So just scrolling down. Pardon me. Next one is an Image title. Like I said, I'm just doing it. Not doing it in companies now. I'm just doing what comes out in the week. So again, in that week, there's a new title called The Power Fantasy from Image. Look at the difference of this. This is 40 pages, $3.99. So if I had to buy one out of the two, I would go for this one because being Image, it'll be consistent in the artwork and the writing. It'll be on better quality paper, be better cover, and it's 40 pages, $3.99. But the thing that you'll realise why I want to get this. It's called Power Fantasy, and it's series premiere and superpowered. You have certain preconceptions that are incorrect. Here, that word has a specific technical definition, namely any individual with the destructive capacity of the nuclear arsenal of the USA. There are 6 such people on Earth, and the planet's survival relies on them never coming into conflict. It says, come dance to the tickling of the doomsday clock with Kieran Gillen, who I like when he does his own stuff, Wicked and Divine and Die, and he also did Once and Future, and Casper Wingard, who did Homesick Pilots and All Against All, really, really nice artist. So it's an ongoing, and I love that cover. I'm only going to show the main covers as well, again, because I don't want to be on here forever. I've got a life, honest. So that's from Image. Just again scrolling down to see if there's anything else that jumps out for this week. So like I said, this is the 7th of August. I'm not interested in this, but I think people might be. So I will shout out ones that I think other people might be when I don't feel like it's a glut of a particular cycle. Like, I'm not going to mention the whole raft of Venom stuff what's coming out. Ridiculous. But this is a 4-weekly comic, and it's bringing back a particular fan favourite series, Gotham City Sirens. And it says, you can't keep a bad girl down. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn reunite for a weekly adventure. And when a violent and highly illegal energy drink sponsored hunting operation threatens the lives of wildlife and the residents of Gotham City alike, the only ones fit to save the day are the criminal trio of Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. So it's a 4 week long series, $3.99 each. And what's good is I think they're stopping all the ongoing series of the particular characters as well for this month, so you're not having to fork out extra money. The creative team is Leah Williams. I'm hot and cold with Leah Williams, to be honest. And Matteo Lolli, artist. I'm not familiar with him. I'll show you the main cover. But if Gotham City Sirens is your thing, then there you go. It's done in a month, and like I said, there's not having the regular series coming out of the characters in that comic, so it gives you it won't be an impact on your pocket, which Marvel could learn a lot from, to be honest. So there's that. Like I said, that's one I'm not going to get, but I'm sure it'll be of interest to some people. One I don't think I'll buy it, but I might buy in collector's edition, so I will give it a shout out. It's another Marvel one, and it's Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood #1. The price, so 40 pages, $5.99. But what made me buy it when it's collected is it's got some of the classic old school writers. So it's got James DeMatteis on it, and it's a never before seen tale of Spidey's past, and J. Michael Straczynski's on as well writing, and Dustin Nguyen's one of the artists. So it could be a surprisingly good quality comic. That's $5.99, 40 pages. And after that, like I said, I'm not highlighting every new release, so you must have said, "Oh, but what about this one?" You do it then. you go on about, you do your own channel. I'm just, like I said, I'm cherry picking. So, and I'm just sticking to the free companies because there's so many companies out there now. And it's killing me because there's some from other companies that I'd love to mention, but I'm just going to keep it small. And I think that's it for what I want to mention for that week. So we'll move on to the 14th of August. And for this one, this week could be a quiet week for new #1s that I want to get anyway. No, there is one. Here we go. This is my other X-Men family title, which I'll be tempted in. And this is 40 pages, $4.99. I don't like how Marvel do this. If they think it's going to be a big seller, they pump the prices up. Surely it should be the other way around. It's just greedy. 40 pages, $4.99, but this is X Factor #1. Famed fortune mutants. From the ashes of Krakoa, a new mutant arms race sweeps the globe. International governments are building their own mutant armies, but only America's X Factor have the most powerful, most patriotic, most marketable mutant heroes to stem the tide and make the world safe for democracy. So join Angel, Havoc, Frenzy, Feral, Pyro and more as they go from one death-defying mission to another. Who will die? Who will fall in love? Who'll be the first to sell out? Like, comment and subscribe to find out. Cheesy. That's the cover. But what makes me want to get this is it's written by Mark Russell. So that could be interesting. And artist is Bob Quinn. I'm sure I've read some Bob Quinn comics, but for the life of me, I can't think of it. And I'm definitely not going to get the Greg Land cover. I'll get one of the others. I cannot stand that guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy, I just can't stand his art style because he just traces. So is that? No. Oh, no, there's a few. Okay. See, I'm still I might sometimes bash Marvel, but there is some that I'm interested in. This is a DC one. This is part of the Elseworlds titles, which I'm really, really excited about. And this is DC versus Vampires, World War V, V even, World War Vampire, I guess. So his best-selling world of DC versus Vampires returns with a brand new Elseworlds series. It's the dead of winter, and any hope for a fragile truce between the Green Arrow-led human heroes and Vampire Queen Barbara Gordon's army has been dashed by Damian Wayne and his guerrilla fighters. He's the only one fighting back against the bloodthirsty hordes, leaving Green Arrow with a choice. Does he stand, fight, or sacrifice the boy in the name of peace? So this is $4.99, but it's 40 pages, and with DC, their 40-page comics always tend to be 28 to 30 pages of story. Good value. And the team on this is Matthew Rosenberg, who did the original miniseries, batch of series a while back with James Tynion, and Otto Schmidt, the original artist. That cover is fantastic. I'm really, really excited for the Elseworlds series. I love that whole alternate thing. I don't care about continuity. Give me a good story over continuity any day. There's no point for continuity. I mean, because people dip in and out of comics all the time, so why bog yourself down with that? I'm a geek, but I'm not anal with it. This is a Marvel one. See, I told you there's a few Marvel ones. This is Werewolf by Night, number 1. They need a new copywriter. Full Moon Rise, Werewolf Kill. What? Jack Russell, best. It's the best character name ever. Jack Russell has been trying to live a simple life. I'm glad they brought it back to Jack Russell. They gave it to somebody else a while, about a different character. But in the deadly and dramatic wake up of the Blood Hunt, which I've not read, so I've no idea, his life is about to be turned upside down in ways he never imagined, with new enemies hoping to extract a literal pound of flesh, and Jack unsure if he can be trusted around old allies and a lost love. The original Wolf by Night is in it for the fight of his life, and he's in it alone. So this is part of the Red Band series, what they're doing. I hate that. For me, that's just cheese. I don't like how they polybag it. Just have mature readers on it, for God's sake. Because you're going to take it out of the bag, or some people, sad people, buy 2, 1, keep in the bag, so it disintegrates inside. It's 36 pages, $4.99, so it could be a bit of a slightly oversized comic. And hopefully it drops down to $3.99 next month. We'll have to see. But it's written by Jason Liu and art is by Sergio Fernandez de Villa. Not familiar with either of those creators. This is what does win with Marvel. They don't use many big name creators anymore. DC seems to have them all, but there we go. But I do like the cover. I like horror comics, both Marvel and DC, so I will give it a shot at least. I'll give it a few issues. And is there anything else for this week? So this is the 14th, like I said. And like I said, there are number ones coming out in this week, but I'm literally just cherry picking what I'm interested in. So, let's move on to the 21st. Oh, this is so much better doing it this way. I feel much more relaxed and not getting stressed by the sheer amount of volume of crap coming out of Marvel, where I've got to really sift through it to find the good stuff. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm chilled about this. This is the new format going forward for me now. Why didn't I do this before? And why didn't I use League of Comic Geeks before? It makes it so much easier than using other companies, not naming any, but Bleeding Cool. Let's have a look. So, could be a quiet week on the 21st. For number ones anyway, there's lots of continuations of comics. Tell a lie. So, there is one coming out. This one I'm cautiously excited about. I'm excited about it for the artist, but the writer can be hot and cold for me. I know of some people, they just read anything by him, they treat him like it's the second coming, but I think he could be a bit pretentious for being pretentious sake. But anyway, it's Wolverine Revenge #1 by Greg Capullo and Jonathan Hickman. 5 issues. They say it's a prestige comic. It's normal page count, so I don't know. It says it's a 32 page comic, so that could mean it could just be 20 pages like the average Marvel comic, or it might have a few extra, but it doesn't state. $4.99. So yeah, they say it's a prestige miniseries set to become one of the defining tales of Wolverine's storied legend, and it pits Wolverine against a cadre of foes who will turn his world upside down. He's been beaten, he's been blooded, and Logan only has one force on his mind: revenge. The copywriter, sack the copywriter, Marvel is cheese. $4.99. So I was expecting it to be more, so I can cope with that. That's the cover, but they are doing a red band one for $5.99, but it doesn't say it's got more pages, so it just means maybe the art's got a bit of extra blood and guts on it. I just think that's cheesy. I'm sorry, just do it one or the other. But the geeks will buy. Oh, they'll buy both formats. So you've only got yourselves to blame. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's another one I'm tentatively interested in for this week, which is the 21st of August. And this is Jenny Sparks. It's a Black Label comic. $4.99, 40 pages again, by Tom King and Jeff Spokes. I'm not familiar with Jeff Spokes, but it says the Wildstorm begins. What could 4 strangers have to do with the fate of the world? Find out as Captain Atom goes rogue. Threatening to destroy the planet he wants to protect. Can any hero stop him? Well, it may take the most unconventional hero of them all, Jenny Sparks, the one woman tasked with keeping all the heroes in line, no matter the cost. I do like Jenny Sparks as a character. Tom King, again, I'm hot and cold with. He's a bit like Jonathan Hickman. He can be a bit pretentious, and sometimes his payoff is shit, and other times his payoff is like, wow, this is fantastic. So I'll give it a tentative go. It's a mini-series, and the art looks intriguing. That's my microphone going away. Oh dear, what have I done? Just got I just can't be bothered stopping it. I'm just going to go back to where I was. So yes, the last Jenny Sparks, and yeah, just one more week. So this is the 28th of August. Let's see if anything jumps out at me, apart from the microphone. This one I'm going to mention, not for me. This is for other people, because the price point puts me right off. It's a 44-page comic. Not prestige, not Black Label, oversized. And it's $7.99. You're paying the Hickman tax on this one. It's by Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribic, and it's Aliens versus Avengers. You're paying the Hickman tax, you're paying the 20th Century Fox tax. If you want to get that comic, fine, go and get it. Me, I might get it in trade, or I might just read it digitally, but I refuse to pay that much for a comic of that size when it's not even a nice prestige format or an oversized European album. No, I'd rather get a distillery oversized comic or a big Black Label comic as well. Like I said, I might read it, but I'm not even bothered about the concept. But if you're willing to pay $7.99 and that's your bag, that's coming out on the 28th. Let's have a look. I think there's just one more, which I'll come back to in a second. I'm just scrolling down to make sure I've not missed anything else out. Okay, so yeah, there's a few here. So okay, just do this one first. This one is a mini series from Image. It's called Convert. It's $3.99. It's by John Arcudi, who's a really good, solid writer. He did a lot of the BPRD comics on Rumble for Image. And Savannah Finley's the illustrator. I'm not familiar with her, but it says Science Officer Orin Kutula finds himself stranded on a distant planet, starving and haunted by the ghosts of his dead crew. On the verge of death, he makes an astonishing discovery. For this one, I'll most likely go digitally. I do get quite a bit of Image on digital when it's a mini-series. Oh God, my French is getting long. I do like the cover. It's by the cover is by Simon Gain. So yeah, that looks quite intriguing. But there's one more Image comic I want to spotlight, and then that'll be it. This is part of the Universal Monsters range of titles been coming out recently, where they've done really interesting interpretations. We've had Dracula, which was amazing. I adored that comic. And now we've got The Creature of Black Lagoon by Ram V and Dan Watters. Again, amazing. And now we have Universal Monsters Frankenstein, and it's award-winning creator Michael Walsh, who did The Silver Coin, presents an electrifying new version of the horror classic, and each issue of the limited series tells the shocking story behind one of the body parts used to create the unforgettable monster in the original film. So that's really interesting. I do like how they go about these characters in a very unique way. And in the first issue, Dr. Henry Frankenstein begins his unholy quest, creates life by robbing the grave of a decorated police officer, but little does he know that the corpse has a son who is mourning a father, and that this young boy will forever change Frankenstein's life. And yeah, Mike Walsh doing the art as well. Great artist, great writer. I love that cover. So that's it. Hey, done in 22 minutes. This is so much better than last time, where it was like, I think it was like an hour or something ridiculous, and most of that was Marvel, and I was so fatigued. So hey, I found my new format. Like I said, there's a lot more number one, so get yourself previews, or just go online, go on CBR or Bleeding Cool, and you can see what else coming out from that. There's stuff on there I want to mention from other companies, but got to keep it streamlined, got to keep it small. And part of the fun is finding out for yourself as well. So I do encourage you to just have a look for yourself on different different websites, or just get previews, or you can even look at them online. So yeah, that's it. Let me know if you like this format better. For me, I feel a lot happier doing it. I don't feel like it's a chore. It's quite enjoyable, that just being able to dip in and cherry pick what I wanted. And so yeah, so see you soon, and have a really nice rest of your week. Bye.